detecting the homes of our greatest generation. Well, welcome to Finding America, and it's really nice to see you here. Well, happy 4th of July, and the location of this week's hunt is pretty fitting for this holiday. I headed back to the old neighborhood where most of the homes were built right after the end of World War II by soldiers returning to start their new lives and to raise their families. Well, I absolutely love this period in American history, and I absolutely love finding the things left behind by these great Americans. Things that never fail to send me back to those good old days. A time when soldiers who had stared evil straight in the face returned to raise their families in a country that they have fought so hard to preserve. Well, give you a shot of the house I'm hunting at. Beautiful house, 1922. And I'm in the side yard right now, and the front yard was full of clad, but I'm sure there's some old stuff there. It's just going to take time. But side yards see a lot of action a lot of times, and I found the Indian right here. Then I started finding the toy car parts here, cartoon character there. Then I came over here, silver quarter, and I came up here, and it looks like, well, I got a 65, and I dug down, and I think I've got an old WWII. So, just wanted to show you that. Wanted to show you where I was hunting. Kind of give you an idea of all the fun I'm having right now. Because I'm definitely starting to hit some old coins. But I'm going to come right back. I'll get this cleaned up just a bit, and we'll see what the date is. Well, it seems to be 1944, a year I'm definitely seeing a lot of this weekend. And very happy to see that. And hey, another WWII in the finds box. Well, this one was giving me 32-33. It was kind of an elongated signature, not real long, just like half a finger down. And I was like, well, let me check that out. It looks interesting. And this is what it turned out to be: a fired shell casing. And keeping with the theme, it is World War II period. See if I can get down on it here. I got an 80s song coming to mind when I said that. But you can see the SL on top. I believe that's St. Louis. Yeah, I think it's St. Louis Arsenal. And 43, that's the date. So it's going to be a 1943. And probably a 30-30 cartridge. So very cool. And nice early piece of brass. And nice little find. And now I have a new song running in my head. Well, I was getting a 90 to 91, not deep at all, so I was like, ugh. I was hoping for a little more depth, maybe being an old silver, but I cut the plug and this is what I have. So I grabbed the camera because this is a odd duck. Oh, that's pretty darn cool. What the heck? That's awesome, actually. Yeah, it's like a pull handle to an old drawer. I don't know how old that is. Kind of looks, I mean, it could just be 70s. I'd say just 70s, but yeah, that's old, even though I don't want to admit it. How cool is that, though? Definitely an old drawer pull. And yeah, well, hey, that beats an old can any day. Well, this next one was giving me an 84. Again, not very deep, about 3-4 inches. Scooped a little bit of the dirt out of the hole and saw what my target was. That looks like an old play spoon. Let me go ahead and pull it out. Hopefully you can see that. Let me go ahead and pull this out. Hey, it's complete. Usually they're broken. But that's an old aluminum play spoon. Would have come in a little girl's like tea party set or kitchen play set. So very cool. Always like finding these. Yeah, definitely means that there were kids out here playing and losing their toys. Sometimes I even like the trash I dig up. Actually, a lot of times. I'm just kind of weird like that. I was getting a 48 here, and it was in the plug, and I wiped it off. And I just love this one. It's a Twisted Pepper cap. That's definitely going back a little ways. Not sure exactly how old that is, but yeah, kind of gives me a little challenge when I get home. Oh, this yard is definitely becoming way too much fun. I got 87, 88 here. Said it wasn't deep. Popped the plug, still in the hole. Gave it one more pop, and check it out. Toy car pops out. Always happy to see a toy car. Ooh, check it out. Funny car. Top fuel. Nice. Wow, that's a cool car. Oop. Those are Butterfingers. Let's see. Yeah, it's hard to see what it is. I think I see a date of 93, not sure. Very cool. Might be a Maestro. I'll have to see which funny car that is, but that is way cool, and I'm really glad it's all complete. Well, I just went about 8 feet past that last toy car, and I got an 85 here. Said it was about 4 or 5 inches down, and it was. And check it out. I can see a wheel right there. Yeah, I knew that was going to be another toy car right away. So I thought I'd grab the camera, pop this one together. There we go. Let's see, what do you got for me this time? Oh, now this is a cool one. Yeah, this is going to be like 87 to 90 Lincoln Mark 7, but the SC model, most likely, with the 5-liter V8. Let's see. Let's see if I'm right. Yep, Lincoln Mark 7. Very cool. It's a Maestro. Someone liked Maestros in this yard. That is cool. I will definitely take that. And that is really cool because I remember when I was in college, we took a 5-liter V8, same engine as the Mustang GT and LX50s. I took that out and I put it in my 75 Mustang 2 Mach 1. And that thing was a little screamer, not too bad. But very cool. That car brings back some memories. Well, I guess when it rains, it pours. I was walking around the house to go get some water. It's already creeping up on 90. And got an 85 signal, inch or two down. Popped the plug, and what do you know? Another toy car. So, grab the camera, find out what this one is. Toy pickup. It looks like it's going to be a GM, Chevy GMC, step side. C10 or K10, probably C10. Very cool. Definitely like that. Yeah. Yep. Gotta love the old step sides. Just hunting on the corner of this house, and more toys, but not a toy car this time. But something I always like to dig up. Looks like the cylinder to an old cap gun. So definitely like that. Yeah, that's all there. Pretty cool. I will definitely take that. Well, this one kind of took me back a few years. Give me a 6870 on the meter, hoping for a Wheatie. Ended up with a bottle cap, but again, I love interesting trash. So here we go. This is pretty funny though. Free pager offer. When the last time anyone saw a pager? Unless they were in the hospital, they might still use those. But it says annual service contract required. Yep, the early days. I'm sure that was a flip phone contract, and you got a free pager. You can walk around with that on your belt. Well, just working the front retainer wall, and I'm on the other side of the yard, and hey, what do you know? I get an 85 signal, another piece to an old toy cap gun. I think they probably had some amazing shootouts in this yard. And car races. Yeah, it says something down. Made in USA. Nice early one. So probably 50s, 60s, somewhere in there. And we'll definitely take that. And I just love these finds because actually this yard, I could have been playing in this yard. Back when I was a kid, my life revolved around cap guns and caps, toy cars, and cool bicycles. So I can definitely relate to this, and every time I find one of these, it takes me back to the good old days. Well, I'm in the backyard of one of the old permissions I have in this neighborhood, and another 30s, 40s house, and we're getting a nice wind, which feels great because we're in the 90s. But I've hunted this place a long time ago with Chris, back when we started the channel, and we found a lot of really cool things back here. Matter of fact, she had a little garden back here, the older lady, and she found a Union 3-ringer while she was digging in her garden. So you never know what you're going to find in this backyard. So this time I got a 69 to 71, and I kind of knew what I was going to find, and it turned out to be right. It's a nice little Wheatie, seen better days. Looks like it met the mower, but I believe this one's going to be a 1941. And we found a lot of Wheaties back here, and silver, and a lot of early Wheaties too. So it's kind of nice. Kind of looking forward to coming back to this old yard with the Manticore. Well, I might have something pretty interesting in this hole. Just messing around in the backyard of this old place, and got a 72, 73. Said it was only a couple inches deep. Cut the plug, said it was still in the hole. I popped a little bit more dirt out, and something slid out from the dirt clod. Boy, this ground is really dry here. But it is big, and it's round. You see it right here? Right there. Look at this. Lord, what in the world is this one going to be? Holy cow, it's big. Token. My guess is token or a British penny. No idea. Man, it's big and it's green. It's not a largie. It's a bit too largie for that. Oh my, I don't know. I'm gonna have to get the Andre pencil out and see if I can get some details off this, but look at the size of this thing. About the size of a $50. Okay, I'll be right back. Hate to do it, but I've only got 2 hands and I'm gonna need 3 for this one. Well, it is definitely a bit crusty, but I do have an ID on this. This is a British penny, and you can see the bust of George. I'm guessing the 6th, and the other side has Lady Britannia. You can see the word penny right here, but I think I see enough of the date. I think it's 1936. So isn't that awesome? I just love finding these things. And yeah, every once in a while they pop up, and usually at homes that had veterans coming back from World War II. And most of these houses were houses that were built under the GI Bill, with the help of the GI Bill, I should say. So, yeah, the soldiers would bring back coins from overseas, and a lot of times their kids would come out and play with them. And that's why we find quite a few of them out here. So, very cool. And yeah, it's just another glimpse into the lives of the people that came before us. Gotta love this hobby. Well, when the veterans returned following World War I, it was an unmitigated disaster, as millions of men returned and flooded the job market, and they soon found themselves unable to make ends meet. Well, the government had learned its lesson from then, and the GI Bill was signed into law just 14 days after D-Day. Well, this time they got it right. The GI Bill was a proper thank you to all of our veterans, both male and female. And the bill offered assistance on health care, education, unemployment, and also offered guaranteed low-interest home loans. Well, thanks to the GI Bill, by 1947, 49% of students enrolled in college were now veterans, and millions of soldiers and their families were finally able to escape the crowded apartment life in the city and exchange it for a new and better life in the suburbs, living in a home that they owned and could pass down to their children. Well, just going along here, there's a lot of signals, a lot of garbage, and that M9 coil is doing a great job separating. And I managed to separate this one. It was a nice tight 44 to 47, right in the mid 40s. And it ended up being on one side of the root of this tree. And I pulled it out, and looky there. Some type of a button. I'm hoping ironback maybe. Yes, I hope it's a button. We'll see. Could be a cap to something. I'll tell you what, let me get this cleaned off. I'll come right back. And it may just be a plain old cap. Well, it's a nice little find actually. It's a chamferized button. And these went on jeans and denim jackets, early jeans from 30s, 40s, and even denim overalls. And chamferized was a process that the mill did. It was a process they put the denim through to keep it from shrinking when it was washed. And that is what chamferized means. So very cool. It was a patented process that came out, I believe, in the 1930s. And this is a very early button. So very cool. I found a few of these in the past, and it'll look good in my collection. It was a nice high tone in the 80s, almost up to a 90, but it was deep. And this is really hard packed dirt. And with the heat we've been having, yeah, took a while to get down to it, about 9 inches. And I finally popped it out. I threw a bunch of dirt up on my drop cloth. Check that out. I think I have an old lighter. And I like finding old lighters, especially if they took the time to have them engraved. So I am going to have to spray this down and get a brush, and hopefully there's some kind of a design or something on it. Yeah, very cool. Definitely period, 30s, 40s, 50s, right in that era. Should have maker's mark down here. So I'll be right back and see what we got. Well, got it brushed up. Unfortunately, no motif, no design. This person was a no-frills smoker. But it does have a maker's mark down here on the bottom, and get you in on it. I'll try to clean it up a little more when I get home. But it does say Rogers Incorporated, New York City, and then made in Japan. So pretty cool, and early lighter, 40s, 50s, definitely post-war. And yeah, I like it. Very cool find. It's definitely summertime. Yeah, I checked the feels like is 97 right now, so I'm just taking it easy, taking my time, just enjoying being out here with my machine. And yeah, just finding cool stuff. I just got that lighter right here, moved over 2 feet, and got another nice high tone in those low 70s. And I dug down and I dragged the dirt out, and I see what I found. Check that out. Yep, that's a big piece to a pocket watch. Very cool. It's got some gears on it and everything. So, very nice. Another early 1900s piece. Of course, pocket watches pretty much stayed popular until about the 30s. And by the time the 40s rolled around, wristwatches were becoming all the rage. But there were holdouts that still carried their pocket watches around into the 60s. So very cool piece. Could date anywhere from 1900 to 1940. I'm just about a foot away from where I got the pocket watch piece, and I was just talking about how wristwatches were all the rage. And what do you know? I get a wristwatch part in the very next hole. That's crazy. This hobby always amazes me, but it's pretty cool. It says aluminum, Swiss-made anti-magnetic. So I'm assuming that is the back to some type of a wristwatch, and pretty cool. Find a pocket watch and a wristwatch part. Well, got a nice 69 signal, just steady 69, about 4 inches down. Popped the plug, said it was right there. Scooped a little bit of dirt out real quick, and there it is. I cleaned it off a little bit, saved some time, but it's a nice old one. It's going to be a 1938 Philadelphia. So very happy to have that. Got a really loud double blip. I knew it wasn't going to be very deep. Said it was in just off to the side of the holes. I gave it a little stick with the digger and then pushed it out, and look what came out. Not sure what this is, but I wanted to grab the camera just to see. I thought maybe it was lipstick. I'm not quite sure, but it's pretty cool looking, and I'm just going to have to get that cleaned up a little bit better. Neat old find. Well, just continuing to work this area, and yeah, I picked out a nice little target here. It's giving me like a 30 to 32. Nice, repeatable, tight, nice round signature on the screen. Cut the plug and I saw it, a little tiny thing. And I thought, oh, it's probably one of those lead pieces that the nails go through, that they use on the roofs. But no, it's actually, I don't know if it's either snapped to an early piece of clothing or some type of a cap. Let me get you in on it. It's pretty cool, really tiny, and I thought I saw something, so I got my magnifying glass, and it has a Greek key pattern all the way around it. So, neat little piece, and yeah, these finds that I've just found recently here, yeah, they make sense because there was a very old set of clotheslines and in this part of the yard, so it makes sense that I'm finding a lot of older buttons from the 30s and 40s. Well, this one was giving me a 42. I'd say it was about 3 inches down. Luckily, because this ground is like a rock. It's just chipping away, trying to get stuff out of here now. But I got another old button, and it's going to be another samphorized button, but a slightly different variety than the other one I got. So definitely happy to see that. And it's going to be another 30s, 40s denim. So jean jacket, jeans, or overalls. And very cool. Yeah, that is awesome. I love these old buttons. Well, I think I might have something pretty cool here. I am not positive. It was giving me a really nice high tone, but pretty faint one as well. It was pretty deep. It took a while to get through this concrete. I'd say about 7 inches, 8 inches. And I saw it come out and I'm like, that's it? Are you kidding me? You see that thing right there? Yeah, I thought it was some piece of rust or something. I'm not thinking much of it. Then I thought, you know, it kind of looks like a gun or a toy gun. You know, kind of like the Cracker Jack ones. It's heavy. Then I turned it over. You see that? It's a pin. So, I wanted to show it to you like this before I tried cleaning it off. Because, I don't know. The next thing I thought was like MP insignia, but I've never seen like a single gun. So, I tell you what, it definitely looks like an old flintlock pistol. So let me get this cleaned up and see what we have here. But boy, that is pretty darn cool looking. Well, I definitely think this is some type of an old flintlock. That's about as good as I can get it out here with an Andre pencil and a toothbrush. You don't want to spray water on something like this. You could lose detail and never really know what it looked like. So that's all I'm going to do with it out here. It was obviously some type of a stick pin, and it's very heavy. But what I'm going to do when I get home is I'm going to work on it with the Andre steel wool pencil, and that will definitely take off a lot of this crud without hurting the detail. Well, I didn't find any gold or silver this day, but to me, each thing I found was an absolute treasure because it allowed me, just for a brief moment, to travel back in time to those good old days. Now, if you don't mind, stick around to the end of this episode because I have a link there to the very next episode in the Never Hunted Mansion series, and this was a great one. Now, I hope you enjoyed watching this one, and remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure. And I can't wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.